Hi, I'm Chris, and today I'll be talking about STL's Enigma Tenor Ocarina. The Enigma series' unique blend of aesthetics and functionality makes it a great choice for a more experienced player looking for a dynamic tenor ocarina with a bold tone ideal for performance. The Enigma tenor is fully chromatic and plays in the key of C from A4 to F7, giving it a range of 1 octave plus 5 for a total of 13 notes. Another way to describe it is that it plays 1 octave lower than the Enigma soprano. Here's the scale. The Enigma tenor is about 7 inches long, and it's about 4 inches wide. Compared with the Enigma soprano, you can see that it's a bit larger. It weighs 9 ounces, which is about the same, just a little bit less, as an Xbox 360 controller. Here they are next to each other for better size comparison. The Enigma tenor is a transverse ocarina with an elongated mouthpiece and a long tapered end, and the surface is textured with rippled depressions that give it the appearance of ocean waves. The top surface of the Enigma is relatively flat, and there's some beveling around the subholes built into the wave pattern that make them a little easier to cover quickly. It's made of glazed ceramic, so the texture is smooth like glass with a shiny, glossy finish. If you look closely, you might be able to see that there's a crackle finish in the blue glazing that creates a nice subtle effect in the overall presentation. The Enigma tenor is a performance-focused ocarina designed to have a very dynamic sound, which I feel gives it a lot of potential to be a very expressive instrument. Tenor ocarinas tend to be even more dynamic than soprano ocarinas. To stay on pitch, you'll need to use very soft breath in the lowest notes, with an increasing amount of breath pressure going up the scale, and by the time you reach the highest notes, you'll want to use very firm breath pressure. This creates a crescendo effect with the volume that lends itself to a more virtuosic performance. The Enigma tenor is a great example of an ocarina that I would recommend to a more advanced player. If you are just starting out, I recommend learning to play on a less dynamic ocarina with easier breath requirements, such as the DIY tenor and also the Florentine and Echo tenors. If you really like the look of the Enigma series, I recommend starting with the Enigma soprano, which has slightly easier breath requirements. While it demands a bit more of the player, it is very rewarding when you can finally play the Enigma tenor to its full potential. You may even find that other ocarinas become much easier to play after you've spent some quality time with the Enigma, so it can also be used as a tool for improving your breath control. The Enigma tenor has a rich, virtuosic tone. Usually ocarinas with such a powerful tone are a bit more textured, but the Enigma tenor has a smooth, clean timbre that is slightly less responsive for a more melodic, flowing sound. The tone is ideal for expressive, emotive pieces. If you already have experience playing the ocarina, you may or may not need to use the neck strap. The shape of this ocarina, with the longer mouthpiece and tapered end, make it a little easier to support on the highest notes. But you may want to use the neck strap anyway, just until you get the hang of it. As an alternative, you can also play over a soft surface, such as a bed or a couch. There are different techniques for playing the highest notes, so I recommend experimenting with different techniques to find the one that works best for you. If you're used to playing a different ocarina, try adapting the method that you use for the other ocarina before trying new methods. In my experience, the best technique is the one that offers the most support to the ocarina, no matter how many holes are uncovered. Be sure to use plenty of breath on the highest notes. This is especially true for this ocarina. If you don't, the notes will sound weak and airy, and you'll be flat compared to the lower notes, like this. Using plenty of breath and leaning forward slightly will give it the sound that it was designed to have. On the lowest notes, you'll need to blow softly to get the correct pitch, which requires fairly good breath control. This is intentional. A single-chambered ocarina is only capable of so many pitches, and this characteristic allows the ocarina to have a very beautiful tone on the high end. You can practice the lowest notes with an electronic tuner, and you can also compare low C, B, and A with C, B, and A one octave higher to discover the correct amount of breath needed to play the low notes. Using this same principle, try comparing low D, E, and F with D, E, and F one octave higher to discover the correct amount of breath needed to play the highest notes. Most of all, be patient with yourself. Better breath control will manifest itself in your playing, so it's an excellent goal to set for yourself. You can definitely play faster, more upbeat pieces on the Enigma tenor, but in my opinion, this ocarina really comes alive when you play music that makes use of its more dynamic breath requirements. So try playing a variety of music to really get the most out of this ocarina. Well, that's all for this time. Thanks for watching.